Haha. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Days of Tales Day 1. We had an amazing start with Shibuya Nights, and I really hope everyone enjoyed it. I know I did, and Inky will always hold a special place in my heart. Up next, we've got an amazing game of A Familiar Problem, which is a really wholesome, very fun, lighthearted adventure that I think you guys are really going to like. Before we get to that, I'm going to take half a second. We're going to talk about the giveaways, and we're going to talk about the charity fundraising. We've got a lot of giveaways going on right now. Everyone who donates, doesn't matter how much or how little, will be entered into the chance to win one of these in a random draw. We've got two amazing, gorgeous dice boxes from the Shady Sale. You can see those over on my Twitter. There are pictures posted. There will be more posted very soon. They're gorgeous, awesome. We've got a trilogy of books from Thread of Souls, which are absolutely phenomenal, based on one of their campaigns, which is great. We've got a dice commission from Firefox Dice, which is gorgeous. Really take the time, think about something cool. They will make it happen. Their dice are so great. We've got a creative commission from Jack Kellum, Jack Gogsbane over on Twitter. You may know him as Jack of Gods and Game Masters. He's been on Roll for Perspective. He's going to be in some of our games later this summer and just is an absolutely phenomenal creative mind. Definitely check those out. And he will work with you to create some really cool stuff. We've got an art commission from Lost Haven Art, who you'll be seeing a little later today when we run Ryutama. And we've also got some really exciting stuff that I haven't brought up yet today, where the top 4 donors between now and the end of August are going to have seats at a private table with Jack Kellum, who's going to be running a level 20 D&D 5e game, where you are encouraged to bring your strongest, most powerful builds, and he will put you through the ringer. And I promise you, it is going to be absolutely wild. Definitely look forward to that, because that's going to be great. We've also got, right now, anyone who donates over $75 will get a seat at a home game with Marshall from Iron Echo Games. I cannot tell you how much of a deal that is. It's phenomenal. Marshall's made some great games, is working on more. They have incredible content, and you definitely have to check it out. But with that said, all of the donations, all of the money, anything that you send is going to be sent directly to the National Network of Abortion Funds, who help with medical bills, travel, hotel bills, and everything else that they can, including logistics, for helping people who need abortions but don't have access to them where they are. It's a really important thing that people have the right to govern over their own body and have the ability to decide for themselves. And unfortunately, we don't have that everywhere right now. And it is so important that we do everything we can to support and help that cause. With that said, I'm going to pass things over to the amazing group of people that I have set up for this game, and I hope everyone enjoys, donate, enjoy, have fun. I guarantee this is going to be awesome.
Hello and welcome. I am so happy to have everybody here today. My name is Rose. I'm going to be the GM for A Familiar Problem, which is going to be happening in Check Invisible Watch, hopefully under 5 minutes. So yay! A little bit about me. My name is Rose Velorum. You can find me on Twitter at Rose Velorum, Velorum. I am a cast member of D20 Tales and a couple other things, but I can't announce them right now. So I'm going to pass that over to Hope.
Well, that's exciting. Hey everyone, I am Hope from Hope for TTRPGs, and I run a TTRPG community. You can find me basically everywhere, and we'd love to have you hang out in our Discord. Are we also introducing characters?
I'm going to introduce the game a little bit, and then I'm going to have you introduce your characters.
Alrighty. That's all about me.
Great. I'm going to throw it down to Kay.
Probably put my mic on. That would probably help.
Probably.
I'm Kay. I am a cast member for DTA. I play Girna there. And I'm just looking forward to have a good time today.
Nice. And bump it over. Scott, introduce yourself.
Hi, I am Scott, otherwise known as Dorian, all over the interwebs. And
I'm Talia, and we are authors of the Thread of Souls book series. We're all over social media and our website. So
yeah, all based on our D&D game. Yeah, check it out.
Delightful. All right. And that's all of our players. Now, a little bit about the game. A Familiar Problem is a one-page RPG system. If you are familiar with it, it follows the summoned animal friends of adventurers, familiars, if you will. These familiars are wonderful and sprightly, sometimes can be overlooked, but our dear four familiars are on a quest to make sure that they are not overlooked this time. So, A Familiar Problem, you play as familiars. It's really, really fun. I totally highly suggest it if you're looking for a really, really fun, super simple to learn one-page RPG for a home game, a one-shot, anything like that. I think it's really, really great. And it's a wonderful intro to DMing if you're looking for something to give a newer DM who's not really super sure how to get started. I think that my personal opinion is that this is an amazing way that you could look into getting started. So I'm going to actually go through, and we're going to go through again, same order, and we're going to introduce our characters. So if you could please give us your character name, as well as what animal they're playing, and then their character pronouns. We'll start with Paige. Not Paige, Hope.
Alrighty. Yes, I am playing Flicky the Fox, and she's a she, her. And one thing that you might notice is that the fox is not listed as a familiar, but another great thing about this system is that it takes less than 3 minutes to learn, and I think it took us 30 seconds to homebrew the animal for the system.
Super fast.
Yeah, so you can play basically as any animal, but I'll be playing as a fox today.
Delightful. All right, we're going to pass that over again to Kay. Tell us about your character.
My character's name is Rattly the rat, and she is a she, her. Yeah, she's gonna do lots of biting and whisker things.
Delightful. A nice scrappy little rat here we got. Dorian, we see you've got some.
I have cat whiskers. I will be playing the familiar Cat Lou, orange and orange cat, she, her, and our real cat just showed up. She might be making an appearance. Maybe she's over here, so we'll find out.
Hopefully.
I'm gonna play Ghost the Raven, and he is a he, him.
Delightful. All right, so now you know our wonderful and amazing cast of, I want to say characters, familiars. We'll stay with familiars. Now, get to know our setting. Long ago, on the outskirts of a wonderfully wooded forest, there was a cottage. This cottage was home to an interesting group of people. Some, that they would come across would call them vagabonds. Some would call them rapscallions. You might know them as adventurers. A group of 4 adventurers and their 4 dear familiars lived in this cottage. They had been there for about 7 or 8 months at this point, making friends with some of the people in the nearby town, making, a little life for themselves. But as always, for adventurers, the grasp of adventure is just always there, and the lure is sometimes too strong, especially when the lure of adventuring is the lure of saving one of their dear, dear friends from the local village. Robin, the baker, has been taken captive and was whisked across this large forest by an unknown force. And so our dear 4 adventurers had left to go save their friend. Poppy, the ranger, Miles, the rogue, Alex, the sorcerer, and Tiny, the fighter. Now, that is not our story we will be telling today. Today, we will be telling the story of their 4 dear familiar friends. Flicky, the sly fox. Lou, the smart and intelligent cat. Ghost, a raven with a lot of interesting qualities, some might call suspicious, but a heart of gold. And Raggledy, the rat, bitey, scratchy. Everything that one needs out of a scrappy yet lovable familiar. We begin our 4 dear protagonists in the loft of a barn outside the cottage, reading a small note that was left them by Alex. The note. I don't think you can read, but Poppy said that we should leave you something just in case. In parentheses, question mark, question mark, question mark. and parentheses. We've gone to save Robin. That's it. Take it away.
Did anyone get that?
They're-
Anyone?
They're gone.
Yes. Bradley?
Wiggles here. What are they for?
Oh, you can. I've seen the question. The squiggly. Yeah, that's all I know. Really.
There's too many of them. I've never seen that many in one place.
Sometimes I make yarn out of them.
If anybody wants to make a clever check, you can try and guess what that means.
Gosh.
So for the people that are viewing, clever is one of a skill or an attribute that's used to really to see and understand people and their strange ways. So,
I rolled a 5.
oh, great. What's your modifier for clever?
Oh, with the +2
Oh,
modifier.
great. Okay. You know that they usually when humans and or humanoids write these, they give quizzical looks to those around them.
Don't think they were certain when they wrote this.
Well, if they're gone, why wouldn't they take us with them?
That's true. They usually take us.
Yeah. Hey. What is?
I can fly. I'm not a burden.
Bird.
Just because some of us ride around in pockets doesn't make us burdens. I don't weigh anything, thank you.
I could carry you. You're very small.
Yeah.
Do we sniff around?
You have seen the name Robin. You have seen those characters before in miscellaneous notes. Which one of you guys is actually the familiar for Poppy?
If it's a ranger,
Mhm.
oh goodness.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm trying to think which one of us would be for each. I mean,
you can just choose.
as a fox, I'm
Miles.
probably either Poppy or Miles, but the rogue might like Ratley quite a bit. I don't know.
Raggledy will be with the rogue because ours. Flaky, the fox, will be with the ranger. Ghost, I'm going to give you Alex, our sorcerer, and then Lou, Cat, you're going to be with the fighter, Tiny. Just so that, everybody, the love gets shared around. In that case,
What was it?
Flaky, you would have seen these characters in the journal of Poppy the Ranger, usually surrounded by weird, they looked like circles, but almost like dented in the top and at the bottom. They look like this most of the time. You'd see the name Poppy surrounded by a bunch of these. You can recognize that on this note.
Looks like my toe beans.
Yeah, that's what I thought. They looked a lot like this. Well, I think that usually means they like them a little bit. So that's usually the best simile because you get to put your hand on it, then everything's great. But I am a little bit concerned if they left and if they weren't sure. But it looks like they're definitely happy in a way. Should we try to sneak after them?
Well,
I'm all for sneaking. Tiny can usually never find me anyway.
If it's uncertain, but like with happy things, maybe they're going on like a weird date.
Oh,
We should maybe track their scent and see if we can help out.
I'm
That sounds
pretty good
fun.
at sniffing.
You can
Oh.
sniff.
Yes.
All right. So those of you that's going to sniff, this can be a group effort and you can all sniff your way. It's not very hard considering that some of these adventurers stink. So you are very easily able to find their trail and sniff, sniff, sniff away. You find that they have followed the orange trail into the Wood of Mystery.
What a mystery.
Doesn't seem like a good place for a date. I'm just
Is the
saying.
orange trail like harder than green, but easier than red?
The orange trail usually heads southeast, so it heads southeast to northwest. These trails are all based off of colors. Wow, numbers. Colors usually based on which cities and countries they're going to.
Hmm.
Do we know anything about this wood?
Well, you would know that that this set of woods is usually one that is not really traveled very much. They are, well, the people in the village at least don't come near it because they view it with suspicion. They think that there might be monsters in these woods. Now,
Oh.
you've seen your adventurers go into these woods many a time. They always come back, sometimes a little bit worse for wear, but usually they're fine. They usually take over the orange or the red trails into the woods. And funnily enough, you would know that the closer to red a trail color is, usually that means there's more danger or less danger at the end of them.
Are there trail like markers?
There are little like signs that are painted the color that you're supposed to
Okay.
go.
I look at one of the signs and go, they look the same to me. I'm kind of colorblind.
Well, the one that they went down looks a lot like me, so I'm thinking we should go after them. And if there's dangers, they're definitely going to want us with them.
Alex might need me. Yeah.
Worried about that, and more worried that they won't come back to feed us. Let's go.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I haven't been fed in 3 hours.
Yeah, that's exactly the point. It's a disaster.
They don't come back, you might never be fed.
I look at Ratley. That can be okay.
Right.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm vegan.
Oh, you're not going to be around for very long. We'll miss you.
I'm a familiar. Do we really have to eat? I've never pondered the reality of it all.
I like to think we do.
It's enjoyable.
Wholeheartedly.
Pretend that yes.
Yeah,
Have you
All right.
made your decision?
that's what
Yeah.
we're doing.
Orange Trail? Orange
Orange
Trail.
Trail. Mhm.
Delightful. So this, I wouldn't call them scraggly, but maybe one of them is a little raggedy. Group of familiars start heading down the orange trail into the wood. The further you go, the more the darkness seems to encroach just a little bit around the edge of your vision, and the trees, so tall next to your very small forms, reach their spindly fingers into the sky. You travel down this trail for about 30 minutes, an hour and a half, continuing further and further. And then, after a significant amount of travel, you see a sign. This sign is not painted with words. They might have thought that maybe familiars would actually come around this way. What it was painted with was a big, well, I don't know quite how to describe it. You would see it as a big picture of someone like Alex, your sorcerer, holding out a staff with a big red X scribbled over it, and then little angry faces, like smiley faces, but with aggressive eyebrows.
Oh,
Posted smack dab in the middle of the road.
I've seen Tiny give me that look before.
angry look.
The angry look. I look around. Are there any like beady eyes in the woods around us? Like matching what's on the picture?
Make a, let me check, let me see. Make a clever check again. Or a sly check if you want.
9 total.
Oh my. You look around and you don't really see any of these faces on anything that you can really see. But as you look around and you stick your whiskers into places they may or may not be, you feel more than see, really. The feeling of these faces just emanating throughout the woods. In some little branches, you see a flash of something looking angry. Then you turn and then it's not there. And then out of the corner of your eye, you see something in a bush.
My fur does that thing where it poofs up. And I just go. There's things in there. Flickety. You're the biggest of all of us. I mean, well, comparatively. We're all small. Do you want to take a look?
Yeah, I can definitely take a look. Where did you see them?
I point behind all of our shoulders and then everywhere else with my paws too.
Oh,
We're surrounded. I
okay.
fly down and land on top of your head. Ah,
Ooh, let me try something. So Flicky's gonna go ahead and she's gonna like kind of prance around a little bit, a lot of like la da da, and all of a sudden just turn around and like jump down, bushy tail, and growl and see if she can like surprise the angry things into like jumping, revealing themselves.
Amazing. Will you make me an attack with your fierce?
Alrighty. Is there anything special with an attack, or is it just a?
It's
10
just
with...
the normal roll,
All right.
1d10 and then add your fierce modifier.
Alrighty, that is a 7.
Ooh, delightful. Okay. So you do your pounce move and you look around. There's nothing there. But you do feel like in your heart you feel a little bit more safe. You know that, if there was something around that you needed to fight off, you could probably do it. You're a big, scary fox.
that was impressive.
Thank you. I do have to say, I think I scared them off, so we might be okay to continue on.
Yeah.
Don't scare
They're
me
not gonna
off.
mess with her.
Maybe they only are angry at Alex.
Maybe.
Oh,
Well, okay, to be fair, Alex does a lot of fun magic. So maybe they were like drawn to it.
it is fun. Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes I chase the little red beam he goes tosses around the room.
Do you ever catch it?
No, he says it explodes, so no.
Oh.
You're good at that game. I've seen it. Yeah.
Well, delightful. So you walk past, there we go. You pad past the sign with the very interesting markings on it and move forward and delve further into this wood. You don't have to travel long, however, before you enter a clearing. And in the center of this clearing, there is a large stone-worked building, it seems. It only seems to be about 2 stories high, but it's very wide. Very, very wide indeed. And you start to hear a rumble, a clatter. It sounds like people in armor moving. Seems like almost maybe dragging something. Seems to be very loud. Seems to be something sure is happening.
Ooh.
Coming from the building?
Yep.
Oh.
From the main entrance of the building right in front of you.
Oh.
Hmm.
That does seem a little worrisome, especially if those are people. Ghost, would you maybe want to fly around and see if you could scout ahead?
I'll do surveillance. I'll take off and I'll fly in like an arch around the front of the building, see if I can see what's going on.
All right. You fly around and you make an arc kind of around the front. And as you get closer with your little wings, you can swoop down a little bit and you can peer inside the entryway of the, what's the word I'm looking for? Of the building. There we go. Goodness. You swoop down and you can peer inside. And as you cock your head and your eyes look in, you can see a couple shapes. You can see 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then 4 and a 5th shape dragging something behind it, coming out of what seems to be some sort of depth, some sort of stairway that leads down.
They're coming up out of the building. I'll go and land on top of the entry and kind of look down and watch them as they walk out.
All right. You do not have to watch for long before you find out what they are. These miscellaneous shapes are indeed your dear 4 adventuring party friends, plus Robin the baker, as well as Lou, you would notice Tiny in the back, dragging what seems to be some sort of large bag behind them. It's twice the size of any of you, and about the size of all 4 of you combined, plus a little.
I fly back over, land back, found Lou's head. Report. It's our adventurers. They're coming out. They have Robin.
Like
Ooh.
like a bird?
No, the baker.
Oh.
The one in the note.
Oh. Well, let's go.
Should we greet them?
All right. As you move forward to greet them, you see leading the pack is Poppy, their face red as a tomato. Right behind Poppy is Miles, and Miles is standing next to Alex. They're both kind of like looking at each other, talking about some things. You know, one of them like elbows the other, makes a joke. Right behind them is Robin, and you see Robin. She's kind of sitting like wringing her hands and then looks up a little bit and then looks back at her hands. Her face is also red as a tomato. And then right behind Robin is Alex again. Tiny, dragging this bag in that order. As you all scamper up, they all look around and go, "Oh!" Poppy bends down to go give Flicky like some scratches behind the ears. "Hello, hi! I did not expect any of you to be here." Alex trundles up and gives Lou like a nice scritch on the head, and everybody respectively splits out to their familiar, giving you all a little bit of appreciation. Surprise, definitely. And the fact that you went through the woods to come get them definitely took them by surprise, and they heap praises on you. "You're so brave. I didn't expect it to come on. How did you figure out where we were?"
I start purring and lay on my back and do the cat thing.
Oh, well, we were sniffing after you, but my goodness, Poppy, your face looks almost as red as mine.
I don't know what you're talking about. And then she like looks over at at Robin, and then kind of like looks back at you.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that look. And she'll like curl her foxtail up to make like one half of a heart.
Poppy takes her hand, like puts your tail down. "I don't know what you're talking about. This Robin and I are just friends."
Well, it seems like there's a lot of foxiness going around between you two.
"Oh, you," and she like kind of like taps you on your tail a little bit.
I knew it was a date. I told you. And I'm gonna run and like skitter around Miles, and then I'm going to run up the bag, and if there's like a gap in the hole, I'm gonna squeeze through it because I want to know what's in there.
Yeah, go for it. You squeeze through, and it is dark in this bag. However, you're a rat. You can see in the dark. You don't have to worry about that. In this bag, there's a lot of smells. There's a whole lot of smells in this bag. Some of the smells you would recognize. Some of them smell like the bakery. There seems to be some sort of baked goods in this bag, as well as a surprising amount of metallic smell and texture. There's probably some sort of gold or maybe something like that in here. So there's those two. You also smell something that smells a little bit interesting. It smells kind of as if someone has taken miscellaneous substances and then put them all in bottles and then just thrown them in there randomly. You can hear glass clinking around as you like worm your way inside.
I immediately disregard anything metallic or glass and start eating anything baked.
Amazing. There are baked goods in here. You see like there are some muffins. I just say see, smell and see a little bit. There are some like muffins that are laying about that have some nuts in them. You can nibble on some of those. We've got like some cranberry scones in there too.
I'm eating like a bed into one of the
Oh,
muffins.
okay.
Like I'm
Great,
gonna make
great,
like a
great,
nice little
great.
nest in the muffin as I eat it.
As you do this, Miles comes around and starts like patting the bag. Raggledy? Are you in there? Are you eating the muffins? The muffins aren't for you, Raggledy.
They are now.
Rag. Here. Tiny, can you open the bag, please? Can you just hit on the bag? want to make sure Rag's not eating the muffins. And you're
Uh,
okay.
I'm gonna wait for him to open the bag, and I'm gonna grab the edge of the muffin with my little teeth, and I'm going to jump out of the bag with the muffin.
All right. You make a actually let's see how amazing your arc is. Will you please make a quick check for me?
Indeed.
It's not going to be hard.
That is a 12.
Hey, that's so good. My goodness.
That's gonna be
The
my best
audience
roll
here.
for the night.
Yeah, the highest you can roll on the D10 is a 10. So
Yeah.
goodness. Okay. You making it a spectacular arc as you like jump out of the bag, you do a little flip, and then you land with the muffin in your hand, then you like look back at Miles and then give him like a little grin with the muffin in your mouth.
I know for a fact you won't eat it now. Nom, 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 nom.
Fine, eat the muffin.
While that commotion is going on, Flicky's gonna go ahead and go over to Ghost and say, Ghost, I have a report for you. It seems that Poppy and Robin are a little bit foxy. I think we can set something up.
Oh, with the hearts that were drawn, right?
Yes,
On the
yes,
note.
the pop
Yeah.
heads, yes.
You're so smart. You're onto it. What should we do? I could like fly into their face and try to push them together. People don't like it when I do that, though.
Oh, maybe not, but I think we need to call a familiar meeting, and I think we need to see what everyone's ideas are. Because I think Ratley or Catloo were talking about a date, and that might be a good idea.
Poppy is your person. I will support you.
Thank you, Dark Jr., for the donation. I just saw this pop up. We appreciate you.
Do we have like a familiar
little
meeting call?
Familiar. You can have a familiar little meeting. You can like run over to a set of bushes and like hide behind them if you want to while you go chat. If you run over there, the adventurers will be like, oh, all right, and then turn back towards each other and start making their way down and heading back through the orange path. You guys are alone. What are you doing?
What are you thinking, Flicky?
All right. Well, I definitely think that we should set them up on a date. Ratley or Catloo, I think one of you two suggested something about a date earlier. Do you have any ideas?
Humans like music.
Ooh.
So
Ooh. Ghost, are you a songbird?
I could try to mimic those little songbirds that hang around.
Alrighty, we've got music. I also noticed, Ratley, it seemed like you found a muffin. Was there more food in there?
Ooh.
yes, but it's mine now.
True, but maybe we could use some of it for a dinner date.
Maybe there was more inside of the stone place they came from.
I like that idea better. Let's do that.
Ooh.
Is it a? I look at the building. Does it look like a restaurant?
Is this Ratatouille?
Yeah.
Not Ratley.
Ratatouille.
Clever check.
Oh, sure. 6.
We are about to pull a kiss the girl. 6. Okay, no,
Oh.
it does not look like a restaurant. There are
It's the only
cobwebs.
restaurant I've
there
been
are
to.
Vines. What were you saying?
All right. Well, Catloo, that is a good idea. What if we went back and what if we got there first and we set up a dinner date for them? And then, they kind of went out and Robin's really good at food. And if they already got the food, maybe that's already done, but maybe we could like make the place look really nice and then we can have the music and we can make it a special place for when they come back. And maybe we can let them feel some love tonight.
Like set up a little picnic. Yeah.
Like that.
flowers.
Yeah.
Flowers.
But we gotta get
Humans
them-
like flowers.
Yes.
Mhm.
We have to get them both. The others have to go somewhere else.
Hmm.
Or it's a double date. Wait, no, there's still one left out.
They could be the waiter.
What
Yes.
if we like? What if we pretend there's a monster and get the other three to leave, but not Poppy?
Hmm.
You do a false alarm.
Oh, you're good at those.
I could make an alarm sound, yes.
I think I'm
I
gonna
could
check
go in the woods
building.
and make like this terrible like noise, like I'm super sick. I do it all the time to get out of stuff.
Oh.
Oh, yes, that's a really good idea. All right. So we've got music, we got the food, we need to get flowers, and then Catlu can get sick. I think it sounds perfect.
All right. You can lure Poppy in. One of us needs to try to get Robin to come to the picnic area.
Do you think since her name's Robin, she likes birds? Like,
I'm not a Robin with. Maybe
Same-
she does though.
same family?
Maybe if I start singing really pretty, she'll come out.
Do you know any songs about baking?
I haven't heard any baking
Hmm.
songs.
What if ghost floors are outside with their beautiful bird music, and then I steal her coin purse and run away?
Oh,
These
Humans
people
like the shiny.
love those things.
Yeah.
Like, whoo, hoo, hoo, it's their favorite. She will definitely chase me.
that's a good idea.
I think we have a plan. Let's go ahead, let's run ahead, and let's get the picnic set up.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we see any flowers along the way?
This is a forest. There are flowers. Let me. All right. There, I was going to see how lucky you guys were. You rolled really well. So there are tons of flowers. There's a bunch of like mushrooms that are around. So you can grab a couple of those if you want. There's like some grasses that look like they've got pretty leaves and things like that. There are a bunch of flowers on the ground. There are some red ones. There are some like purple ones that look like paintbrushes, miscellaneous
Ooh.
things, but you can very easily find a bunch of flowers if you're looking for that.
I fly up to some of the low branches and grab a few twigs as well.
Amazing.
Right.
Important question. Are we
Mhm.
using the mushrooms as part of the food or as part of the bouquet?
Sorry, what was that?
Are we using the mushrooms for the food or the bouquet?
That's up to you if you want to even use it.
I
Edible
guess that's
bouquet.
a.
Edible arrangements.
Oh yes. Does Catlu find any catnip?
Oh gosh, yes.
Goodness. You know, why don't you make me a luck roll?
Oh
You roll a
What do I
9 or a
have?
10? Yes.
no,
Darn. All right.
middle ground.
You definitely sniff around for some, and you think you find some, but then you like, that's not catnip, and you.
I want to go to the bag that
Mhm.
Tiny had and rip out some string from it, so we could tie the bundles together to make the flowers. Bouquet, yeah.
Yeah. Which of you guys is doing that?
I'll
I'll
do
go
the
get the
because I
string.
have little hands.
Yeah.
Cool.
Teamwork.
Make me a. Oh my. Make me a quick check. Quick or fierce, you can choose. I don't care.
Use quick because I'm not very fierce, despite my biting. That is going to be a 10.
Okay. This is a very well like tied together thing of flowers. It's, it was definitely done by someone without opposable thumbs, but it's one of the best possible outcomes for someone that doesn't have opposable thumbs.
Possible.
You're able to like take your teeth and like press it down and pull it out the other way. So you have a nicely made little wildflower bouquet.
With lots of foxtails in it too.
Definitely.
And also, I just caught the whole cat with string thing. I always forgot how much my cats are always like finding strings and pulling them out of things. That
Oh
was
gosh,
perfect.
yeah.
Alrighty. So we've got the flowers. We've almost got music ready. Is there anything else we can do to make our little picnic area even more wonderful looking?
We
We
need
need
a
a blanket.
blanket.
We need to take one from inside the cottage.
Yeah.
I could
If
probably
you
do
would
that.
run back to the cottage, it would take you up and like to get there and back. It would take one of you the entire time until they got there.
They're going back to the cottage.
Yeah, they were gonna go back to the cottage.
We need to cut them off halfway.
Or go faster than them. We're pretty fast.
Pretty fast.
What you gonna-
Oh goodness. Bratley, wasn't it you that had the horse trick? Could we use that to get there really quick?
Waited for this day.
Wait, what if we use the horse and like it shows up at the picnic and they could ride off into the sunset on it?
Ooh,
Ooh.
that's good too.
Unless they're afraid of
Picnics
horses.
are better
like
next
I
to
am,
horses. Hmm. Well, I feel like if Flicky doesn't mind me hopping on their back and we jog, we're usually faster than them. By a lot. They're very slow.
Yeah.
I look to Ghost. You're fast. Can you check and see if there's perhaps a blanket in the stone place?
I was underground and I don't like
Oh.
underground. I fly.
I do. I go.
You want to go
Yeah.
together?
Okay, yeah.
You can hop on.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, you're gonna head towards the dungeon.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler.
Blanket. That's what I'm looking for.
All right, you're gonna head down there. I'll cut to you in a minute. Talia, what are you two doing while they do this?
We could
sorry.
try to cut. Oh, we could try to cut to the cottage and get the picnic started to set up.
I like that idea. Let's go.
All right, we're both really fast.
All right, so you guys are gonna run into the cottage and get the picnic set up?
Yes.
Amazing. So I'm gonna jump over to the dungeon first then. Dungeoneers, but they're not dungeons. They're just no, it is definitely a dungeon, but they don't know it's a dungeon. Just stone place ears. What's your strategy? What's your strat here? Are you just gonna go in and then just start sniffing around? Are you gonna divide and conquer? What's the move?
Why don't we split up to cover more ground faster because we're on a timetable? I'll
Yeah.
go this way, you go that way, and we meet back here.
5 minutes tops.
Sounds good. Scurry.
Scurry! Split! All right.
So stealthy.
So stealth. Lou, you take off into one corridor, and Raggedy, you take off in the other corridor, and you both start sniffing around. Will each of you make me? Would you make me a sly check? And or a clever. Either is fine.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I mean 5.
Hey, that's not. It's mediocre.
9. My dice
Okay.
like me a lot today.
Wow.
Could either of us tell time? As you guys like start splitting off and start sniffing around, Lou, you pick up a scent and you're like, oh, this smells synthetic of some sort. Maybe this is what we want. And you follow this little scent into like an offshoot, and you follow it down and then through a couple like rooms, and you get to a room. And you definitely find the source of this smell. And as you sniff around, you see that there's a bunch of like things hanging from the ceiling. They're very, very long and very thin, and they seem to have a lot of interesting patterns on them. You see a bunch of those, and you also see a bunch of small egg-shaped things around about this big and about this wide around the outskirts of this room.
You said there's like tassels from the ceiling?
So no, they're like sheets of almost
Oh.
something that might look like fabric, possibly.
Okay. Anything moving?
Is what moving?
The eggy things.
No, they don't seem to be moving.
Great. Let's keep it that way. I'll go up to the blanket thing and I'll try to pick it up in my mouth and see if I can pull it.
Okay. You're just gonna pull down on it?
Yeah.
Great. I'm trying to think of how strong a cat is. These aren't affixed to the ceiling very well. You can
You know, on
totally
sec-
pull one down.
On second guess, I do that thing where I do zoomies around the room to like speed up and I jump on it and I try to bring it down with me.
Oh, that's so much easier. All right. You go for it. And there are a couple. There's one that has like a bunch of like X-shaped patterns on it. There's one that seems to have like flowers on it. And then there's one that just seems to be plain.
Flowers.
Flowers.
Theme.
All right. You run around, you do the zoomies, and you leap through the air and you sink your claws into the flower-shaped one. And as you sink, it just tumbles down. But all of the layers of fabric break your fall. So you're fine, and you can, dig yourself out from underneath of it and look around. You pause for a minute.
Nobody saw that feat of agility. I'll try to like pick it up and take it with me.
Yeah, you can like grab it with your teeth and like start dragging it if you want.
Okay.
It's pretty large.
Okay.
It's not like 4 times as long as you, but you can definitely drag it. It's just heavy.
It's never gonna make the distance.
Amazing. You drag this out into the corridor and you can start like winding your way back to where you split off with Raggledy.
Yeah.
Raggledy, you rolled a 9 on your clever check.
Did
What specifically were you trying to look for? You trying to look for a blanket? That's what you said?
a blanket or any like shinies that might make a good present?
Oh, okay. Well, as you sniff around, you don't sniff anything that might be like that synthetic. However, you do sniff some very interesting thing. You sniff some stuff that you get a scent of something that smells like old paper, it seems. And you can follow your nose in, and you follow your nose actually up a very large spiral staircase. And at the top of this staircase, you exit, and then you turn a corner into a room, and you find yourself in a vast library. And then all across the walls and all across the floor, there are tons of, there's like 200 candles around the outside of this library. And there are tons and tons of books and other miscellaneous things. There's some sort of odd contraption on a table in the middle of the room that has a bunch of weird spheres and balls. There's a glass that of what looks like to be, it could be some sort of tankard of mead left abandoned on a table.
So, first thing, I'm gonna run over, I'm gonna climb up the table. And then I'm going to poke the weird ring thing.
The weird what thing? Sorry, I missed it.
The ringy thing.
Okay, the
there was like a-
contraption.
The contraption, yeah.
As you poke it, some of the rings around this central orb seem to like spin, and then they slow down.
I run away
All right.
and then cautiously come back.
It doesn't seem to be attacking you. You're fine.
Okay.
Think.
Now that I'm pretty sure it's not gonna murder me, gonna climb into the mead, swim around in it, drink a little, climb back out.
Amazing.
Very
You can do
important.
that.
Very important part of the day. Got to sample this stuff. Now soaking with mead.
It's very
I
bad
will-
mead.
Ugh. Oh well, I don't care. I'm a rat.
Sorry.
I'm gonna climb back out, dripping with mead, and skitter my little rat body around the room. And I know that people like these scribble papers. I would like to look for one that seems pretty. Like a book of poetry or something romantic.
Okay. Make me a clever check to see what you if you can identify what a humanoid might think is pretty / desirable.
Maybe that had roll. That's a 4.
Okay. Great. You skittle around, and then you look at some shelves, mostly the shelves that are like on the bottom, since you are a rat on the floor. And you are able to look at some shelves, and then you find one that's got some sort of like interesting like script like font. You can't tell what it says, but it has some sort of script. And as you like pull it out with your teeth, it flops onto the ground, and then you see on the front, you see like the picture of a rose and the picture of like a sword like intertwined. It looks very pretty to you. So
This will absolutely do. I'm gonna get behind it and headbutt it to push it forward because I don't know how to transport a book. I'm a rat. So I'm just gonna
Right.
literally throw my little rat body against this book over and over again as I force it out of the room to our meeting spot.
okay. You like headbutt it out of this room like a bunch of times, and then you get out of the room and you go down the corner and you look, and there's a big old spiral staircase, and there's a big old drop right in the center of it.
Perfect. I'm gonna run back a little bit and then full force just slam to try and get it to fall down the staircase so that I don't have to push it the whole way.
Amazing.
And depending on how it slides, I might try to jump on it
Amazing.
to ride
Okay.
it down.
I wasn't gonna make you roll for this, but this is too cool. Will you please roll? You can either roll a fierce or a quick check to try and headbutt it and then jump down if it looks like it's going well enough, and ride it
Let's
down to
try
the
a
bottom of
quick.
this spiral staircase.
All right, let's do this. That's a 11.
Amazing. You give a very perfectly placed headbutt, just enough on the outside of the book that it starts to like spin as it goes down, and then you jump on it, and then you ride this down like the spiral staircase like a fucking knight out of heaven. Just so much style, speed, grace. The wind kind of like whips through your very glossy boots, like little droplets of mead flying off you. You could vaguely hear rock music in the distance. Ooh, you feel more than hear. You feel the sensation of something happening that's really really cool, and then you hear clunk 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 clunk, a book like rattling down a big old staircase in front of you, and as you turn, you see Raggledy just slide off the bottom stair and give you this like really cool. look.
I hear this coming and I'm like, what the? And I see it coming and I see a shadow off the wall. My fur stands on end and I jump 10 feet into the air and land going.
You're face to face.
Found a blanket. It's halfway down the stairs. I gave up.
I found this book and it was
I mean,
awesome.
maybe you could bite through the blanket and then we could just take it in pieces. Or as Flicky said, summon your horse, drape it over the horse, and then it shows up and it's got a blanket and a yeah.
I think that's perfect. Let's get it. We have to get it out of here first because I can't summon the horse in here. Horses don't like
Oh.
that stuff like that.
Oh, it's gonna
Yeah, horses aren't like us. They're not very smart. So we have to do our best to make sure that we get where we're going.
I agree. I cast Conjure Slick and I try to move the blanket faster.
You can do that. You make a little small patch of slick.
Well, for
Well,
the
you
sake
can-
of being Conjure Slick, I kind of hairball it up and then that's the slick and then
Okay. You can do that.
not so
You know
bad,
what's
but you know,
gross
I
when-
take the tongue. No, like the cat cleaning the side, you kind of that, but it's sandpapery.
You can like slick up a portion of this fabric, and then you can like pull it a little bit easier because you've got a little bit of lubricant on the bottom of it.
Yeah. Okay. Horse time.
Drag it out of there as you're headbutting the book consistently.
Yep.
Amazing.
Okay. All right. Okay. So we got to try and wrap this blanket around this book so that way we can get the book on the horse too, because neither of us can carry this book. And I
What
pet
if it
butted
just,
it all the
like-
way here, and we're taking it.
What if it just bites it with his chompy teeth?
Maybe we can. I hope we can convince him to do that. All right. I'm gonna rub my little rat hands together. I'm gonna get on my little haunches, and I'm gonna like rise. I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna, in my best imitation of Alex the Sorcerer, I'm gonna be like, hoogity boogity.
As
And
you
then-
utter the last syllable of however a rat speaks, horse, a large spectral steed starts to like appear from the hooves up about 2 feet in front of you with a gorgeous like dappled coat and a luxurious mane. It shakes its hair and looks down at you. Hello, I am your steed.
I kind of sit and I go, Your Majesty.
Thank you. What may I do for you, dear friend?
I nod to Rattly. This is your horse, please.
So I need you to please chomp this book, but don't eat it. And then we're gonna put that blanket thing on your back, and then we're gonna go back to the cabin without being eaten by anything in the woods, and it's gonna be awesome. Don't trip on any logs.
I can do that for you, sir. Ma'am,
Thank you.
friend.
Familiar?
And then they like lean down and bite this book in their mouth. Would you like to lie?
Yes, I would. No, first, I'm gonna take the blanket in my teeth and try to leap over the horse so that it arcs onto his back.
All right. Make me another fierce or quick check. Hi, you're rolling so well.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I almost never get to roll it, so I had no idea.
Yeah, no, keep that D10. Give it a little like gold star.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw it a party tonight.
Nice. You make the most graceful arc over the back of this horse. And you can drape this beautifully over the back of it. And you can even land straight on top if you want to do so.
So I'm gonna like just whoop, and then let it go and kind of backflip back onto it.
Amazing.
Meanwhile,
Ta-da!
I'm batting the horse's tail like it's yarn.
Please do not do that.
Oh. Right. May I jump on your back?
Yes.
Leap on. Try not to claw it too much.
All right, you can do that. You're causing it a little bit, but you can get past it pretty easily, and gives a little like, oh, but it's a spectral horse, so you don't even know if it actually feels pain. If it's more like indignance, you don't.
It's just offended. It's not hurt.
I look at Rattly and go, may I try something?
Yeah, go for it.
I go to the front of the horse's head and I go, I've seen Tiny do this a handful of times. And I put my paw forward like it's a sword and I go, right on.
Horse kind of like cocks
Oh.
its head a little bit, and then
Right.
to the cottage. Where's the cottage?
That away.
Ah! And then he'll start like cantering away in the way that you pointed. Amazing. So we're gonna cut away from these two, and we're gonna cut over to Flaky the fox and Ghost the raven, our dear friends. You're heading over to the cottage to prepare the picnic, yes?
Yes.
Amazing. So you can get there pretty much easily and without incident. You've been this way. It's not super far, but you're able to scurry. You do outpace the adventurers at one point, and they all, what are you doing? Do you need anything from the adventurers? You just run straight past them.
Just go past.
Yeah, we're
Great.
just going.
What are you doing?
You'll find out.
Poppy hears this and goes, oh, and then continues walking too far away. And you can scurry your way over to the cottage. Whereabouts? So on this property, there's a nice cottage that's got a lot of miscellaneous rooms. There's a barn. There's like a nice little garden that they grow like vegetables and miscellaneous things in. And then there's like a little meadow like in behind the barn, out of sight of everything else.
Meadow.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Great.
That
So
should be our staging area.
amazing. Get your way over to the meadow. As you look around there, in the meadow, there's a lot of tall grass. I will say, Ghost, if you're like on the ground and not on like Flaky's back or something or flying, the grass is taller than you and you're just kind of going off of vibes. There's a lot of nice, like tall, soft grass. There are some like small butterflies on the top of some of them that are like flying around. But there is an issue in the middle of this meadow. There is a big stack of trash. I don't want to say trash. Miscellaneous metal parts. This is, kind of the ground where the adventurers would drop a lot of the things that they pick up, like miscellaneous swords that they no longer need. And it's not as much of a trash heap as more of a like, oh, if they have a visitor and they're coming with us on an adventure, they can get over there and they can grab like some armor and a shitty sword and miscellaneous things. But it's in the middle of the meadow. So that is the main issue out here in the meadow. And the stack is like 4 feet tall.
Oh.
Big.
All right. We could either cover it up or we could try to form a semicircle and pretend it's part of the picnic. Like a little wall.
Ooh,
Unless you
like
have a
that.
smarter idea.
We can use it as decor. We can separate. We can like line up all the swords and make like a little gated area, and we can put some of the outfit pieces over here and the other bits over there. Oh, it'll be perfect. It'll be the best decor.
Oh, yes. It'll be great. All right. I'll try to, if there's any like small knives or daggers, I'll try to like slide them off the pile and start to form a circle with them.
Okay, you can do that. You can like flap and then start picking up and throwing small daggers by the handle just out to the general area. Flaky, you can like dodge for them as they're flying. One goes to your left, and then there's another one, to your right. So you're gonna set
We're
those up in a
decorating.
circle. You are decorating. What else is on your guys' list of things to do?
I guess once we have our decorations, Flicky's just gonna start jumping and trying to like press down the grass and like rolling around, trying to like, make a little area for them to like sit in, and like then we'll put our bouquet of flowers and mushrooms like right in the center. We'll put it like in a boot. If there's like an extra boot, we'll put like that in the center. We'll use like the flowers in the boot as like a little
definitely
flower
an
vase.
option here.
I could try to borrow one of Alex's ink pots and like write on one of these centerpieces, Robin and Poppy, and so they know this is their spot.
Ooh. And then we can I could do the pop pad and get the little shapes around it too, and they'll know exactly what we mean.
Oh yeah. All right, I'll go get an ink pot from the cottage. Just fly over
Alright.
there real quick. Yeah.
Great. You guys can scurry over to the cottage. Flaky, you know where Poppy's room is. Well, really, both of you guys know where Poppy's room is, but Flaky would know specifically where her journal is. And then the journal is where you would be able to find how to spell Robin's name.
Study it.
You could also drag it out there with you.
Oh, so could you do that? I have to carry the ink quill.
Yes, I can grab the journal.
Ah, thank you. Okay. I'll pick up like a little ink quill to write with.
Nice. So you've got the ink quill in your hands and the ink pot in your claws and the ink quill in your mouth.
Yes.
Amazing. You're set to go. Hope, Flaky, what are you grabbing?
I'll slyly go up and grab the journal. And is there a page that has like Robin and all of the shapes around it, like a lot of them?
There
Like,
are so many pages. It's like half of this fucking journal is just Robin's name in a bunch of different like ways. One's in cursive, and then one's just normal, and then one's like the entire page is Robin with a bunch of tiny hearts, and then one's like Robin is very small in the middle with a bunch of big hearts. There's so many options.
I rip out one of the pages. I just rip out one.
Okay. Do you know which one, or do you care, or do you just doesn't matter?
Whichever one looks like Robin and has a lot of the little shapes.
Okay, great. There are so many. Super easy to find. You've got one.
Right, let's go.
Go. Slide back
Alright,
to
great.
the junk pile.
Back to the junk pile. Like you pad and flap respectively towards the junk pile. And then when you get there in the middle, your plants are in the middle, sticking out of a boot that's kind of like starting to bend a little bit halfway through. There's a bunch of like swords and miscellaneous weaponry lining the sides. You know, it's
Find,
very well
like,
decorated.
a big blank shield, and I try to like take a in my beak and write Robin and Poppy on the shield.
Okay. Okay. You can roll a fierce or a clever to see if you can like write this well enough, and also see how human looking it if a humanoid could read it.
All right, roll a clever. Oh, a 12.
Hey, okay, that's so good. You looking like since you've got the reference for Robin, you can very well like trace it out. Poppy's a bit harder since you haven't seen that one, but you can like sound it out and then kind of guess as to how they're gonna go down. And it looks not really readable to you, but you know that it would probably be readable to a humanoid.
This looks the same. I'm confident.
Right.
I'll take my pot and dip it in the ink and then just start doing the paw pads all the way around it.
Okay, can totally do that. You dip your hand and you paw all around, and it looks very similar to the sheet of paper that you drew, except now it's on like a big old shield right in the middle, like right next to the like bouquet of wildflowers in the boot.
I'll put the note next to it too.
That's so cute. Okay.
I love it, Flicky. It's great.
I think this is really good. Ooh, I've got this. And then towards the side, she'll leap up, jump into the bush, and she'll cast summon hole. So they have like a little hole when the date starts. They can like watch it and like I forgot the word for sneakily spy on them. There we go.
Nice. Stealth. Nice. So that hole will stay there until like the end of the day. So you can pop in there, you can leave it, you can come back. It's gonna be there. But you can pop in and look up from the top of this hole, and you've got a really good view actually of like all of the swords and the shield. You're on the side, so you can see the shield, and you can see like their reaction when they come around from the side of the barn to like look at the shield. But there is probably an issue. And this is also the issue that Raggedy and Lou would be arriving around the same time. The adventurers are here, and they have a bag of stuff and 5 of them. It's the 4 of yours and Robin, and they're all together, and they're all walking towards the cottage.
Okay, so now what was the plan? We gotta have Ratty's gotta steal stuff, Catlou's gotta throw up on things, and then we've gotta bring Robin and Poppy over here. As she says, like this fox, like excited furs out there. She just got done rolling in the grass and making that area nice. So she's got like grass sticking out of her. She's got ink on her paws and probably on her face from, what happens when you get stuff on your hands. So she is a mess, but she is ready.
Could even say
Gonna
she's
work.
orangey.
Oh, gosh.
All right. Who's going?
Has the horse arrived or is it still
The horse
behind?
arrives.
Oh.
Like the horse arrives, and as you like canter in, you see that the adventuring party is like about to enter into the cottage. And the horse kind of like goes, "Hello there, you're here."
Oh, great, you're here. Okay. Oh, you found a blanket. We can put that in the clearing. That's awesome. Then Catlu, you gotta get sick and get your people away from here.
Oh.
And then why does the horse have a book?
The book.
That was Radley's mission. She did exceedingly well.
Ooh.
Excellent.
Pat, we found the awesome blanket. It's pretty. It has flowers. So now we have a theme.
There were some eggs too, but I left them. Oh, now that I think about it, they could have been like part of the picnic.
Oh.
That's
Oh,
all
well.
right.
That's all right.
But they're
All
here.
right.
We gotta move fast. How do we keep them busy?
I'll run inside.
Okay.
Okay.
The cottage on
You
fire.
run inside. You
Set
start
the-
through the legs.
Did Radley just say set the cottage on fire?
What? What?
We'll distract them. They'll be busy.
To get Poppy and Robin to the forest area pretty easily.
Mhm.
Like honestly, we could probably just ask them too. We could
Tell
also
them we
do
have
that.
something. Yeah.
And then we can get Miles and Tiny and there was another name, but it's cut off on my note sheet.
Alex.
Alex, there we go. And then again, if we can steal their stuff, and then again, if Catlu can get sick and distract them, I think that might be the plan. So Catlu's kind of like the master of distraction right now, I think. Get them to the side,
Nice.
and then we'll get Poppy and Robin to the area and serenade them. And I think we have a date.
Great.
yeah.
We need the bag.
Our
we need the
sound is
bag.
working
We need the
now,
bag of the
though.
food.
So
Oh, sound is back. Awesome. Oh yes, the
Alright.
food.
Oh, great.
Well, Robin might bring that. We might be able to get Robin to bring that as the baker.
I think Tiny had it.
Or Tiny
um,
did. True.
Do you
Oh,
think
that's-
maybe? Oh, could you maybe like take it, bite it with your cute fox mouth, and then run to the picnic area? And then I'll steal Poppy's money and run to the picnic area, and that's why they'll both chase us because we have their baked goods and their money.
I could probably pick up like one muffin with my talons. It's about as good as I can do.
Okay. So I guess we'll turn to the horse, then we'll get the horse in on this. Horse, I think I heard you called the Meowjesty. Would you be able to take that blanket to our little clearing area over there and lay it down and make it look pretty?
I can do that.
Oh,
And then
And
put the
then
book on top of
slowly-
it, please.
Clomp. What? What?
And then put the book on top of it, please.
Reaches down.
Okay.
Thank
And then
you.
like starts clomping very, very slowly and softly away.
alrighty. I think we have our
Okay,
game
oh.
plan. Let's
Oh, yay, we hear you again. Thank you for donating. I really appreciate it. We all appreciate that. Okay, game plan.
Alrighty. We got it. Let's go. So I'll yell, Poppy, follow me. And I'll grab the bag and just sprint off towards the meadow.
I'm gonna also steal her money so that she has to come.
Okay. For stealing their money, make me a sly or a quick check. You can choose.
Okay. 5.
All right. You go for like the bag on their hip, and you do definitely like tear a small bit in it, and then like grab a couple in your hands and like start running away, but they keep on like falling out. But you do have like a couple of their gold and are, like scurrying away with as much as you can, but you're also trying to hold it.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Just a little thing.
If Robin has on like any kind of bakery apron, I'll fly down and like get a corner of it with my beak and start like pulling her towards Poppy, just flying
Okay.
in that direction.
Robin looks rough. This poor bakery gal has been through it today. You would guess. She seems to have like some slime in her hair that's just like dripping. And then all of her clothes are covered in some dirt. But she does have like a cute little blue apron on. It matches her skin tone. So she's got a nice little blue apron. And you can like pull on the bottom of it, but it is a little bit ragged, and as you pull on it, like a little bit tears. But she doesn't down. Oh, make a. Are you just flying backwards perpetually?
Yeah, just trying to pull her after Poppy.
Okay.
Trying to direct
She looks
her.
up and then sees like Poppy walking away, like running after the rat with all of her money. Then looks back to the friends. Okay. And then starts like following you as you pull her.
Oh yeah.
All right, Cat Lou, your time
Cat
to
Lou.
shine.
Okay. I zooming around the room. I feel a hairball coming up. And it's one of those like fake ones. It doesn't really happen, but it's like a 5-minute scene.
Yeah.
And I try to get at least Tiny's attention.
Okay.
If not everyone else, minus Poppy and Robin.
It's pretty easy. They're all like in the entryway / milling around, moving in towards like the general common area. So you can be in the same room as all three of them, coughing up this hairball if you'd like to do so.
Yeah. Have we got the muffin yet? The food?
Yeah, I had it.
You have a muffin. Okay. I'll go near the bag of Tiny had. So they're like, oh no, don't do that. Not there.
Okay. Make me a clever check. And if you RP the hairballs, you can have advantage on this. To try and convince them.
And then at the end it says,
Go for it. Have advantage.
wow, that was
Oh,
bad.
no.
8.
Hey!
Jeez.
You like move towards the bag and they all go, oh no. And like all three of them are like moving towards you, like trying to like one like grabs the bag and like moves it away and then sets it on like a corner of the kitchen table out of the way. And the rest of them like, and Alex comes over and starts like, Tiny and Alex both come over and start like petting you and checking in.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you okay? And then the other one, I think and you see Miles I think he's just faking it. Like I really, guys, friends.
I look at Miles and I do the glarest of cat stares.
Hey, geez, all right, fine.
And I just do the paw.
I was like, looks back at you. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then I just say, laser time?
Miles rolls their eyes. Fine. And then Alex goes, I got it. And Alex starts like, you see, they hold up their hands and you see 1, 2, 3, 4 small balls of like light fly off and start like spinning around and then coalesce into one very small ball of light that like zooms to the floor. Then it zooms to the wall. And then it sits there. Then it zooms to the wall. Then it zooms to the floor.
And I get an idea that I don't know if this picnic's going to go into nighttime, but if it does, I will bring up the option in my head, and then I'll kind of get tired of that, and I'll go outside with everyone.
Okay.
And I'll just say, should this happen at night? Because maybe Alex, I'm going to make him do the lasers outside.
I think they might want privacy, maybe.
No, but like, it's beautiful.
Oh.
Just a thought.
We're already in motion. I think we gotta go. I'm already in the forest. But that could be pretty, like, if it's big enough and like tall enough, like above the trees, like fireworks.
If we're successful in having him stay out there, then you can bring Alex.
Yeah.
Great. I run back inside.
All right.
Phase 2.
You run back inside. I'm going to cut away from you for just a minute. So, Ghost, Flicky, Raggly, you're outside. Ghost, you're like pulling, you're pulling Robin with like a baker, sorry, with a baker, with a muffin in your feet, and you're pulling on her her apron with your mouth. Raggedy, you've got the coins and you're like jumping over. Flaky, what are you doing? Are you just waiting until they get there, or?
Yeah, I'm directing them, and then we'll like sit down right next to the pile of things with my grassy fur and just kind of give them a knowing look and wait for them to arrive.
Amazing. Well, Poppy arrives first, and Poppy comes around. You see your dear friend come around the outside of the barn, and she looks over at this trash heap, so to speak, the scrap heap, and then looks in the center and realizes that it's been tampered with, more or less, and then sees you. And then her eyes pan from you to the boot, to the sword, and her face goes beet red. And then she goes, Flicky. She turns around, and Poppy has rounded the outside of the barn. And Flicky, Ghost, Raggedy, you see Poppy and Flicky make eye contact. Poppy and Flicky. You see Poppy and Robin make eye contact. And Poppy walks up to Robin. Forgive our familiars. They seem to be a little they seem to be just I don't really yeah.
I would like to seize and drop the coins on the blanket because I don't need them anymore. And
Okay.
then seize the note that they put next to the boot from the diary and put it in my mouth, and then skitter myself on over there and basically then climb up Robin's leg up onto her shoulder and just kind of deposit it there for her.
You start clambering up her leg, and Robin goes, oh. Hello. And then sees the note. Thank you.
Leave away.
Poppies, is this a joke? No? And Poppy looks up from it. No. And then you guys all watch as she takes the note, folds it very nicely into quarters, sets it in a pocket of her apron, looks up at Poppy with grime and goo and all the miscellaneous things all over her, and then just reaps and gives her a big ol' hug. And they hug, and then they pull away. They look each other in the eyes. And then they give each other a big ol' kiss. And then
We did it.
And they break away, and their faces are both again beet red. I would say red, more like purplish for Robin because she's got blue skin, and then straight up red for Poppy. And they walk hand in hand into the center of your little picnic.
Oh.
Like Flicky, Ghost, and then they see Lou, Raggledy, did you do this?
Gonna make little rat circles.
I'll
Yes.
perch up on some of the junk, and I'll remember all those songbirds that come around the cottage. Now try to mimic their little song. This big. I'll just sing to them.
Enjoy your date. And with that, Flicky will back up into the bush and hide in her hole so that way she can spy on him.
With this music, Robin giggles and Poppy like takes her hands and then gives her a nice little spin around to this. I don't know if your croaking / cawing is on beat or not. But if it is on beat, they try and do like a little spin to the dance.
I try to match their beat.
Yeah. So it's like a because you're each trying to match each other's beat. But it's messy and it's romantic and it's cute and they're going with it. because it's been a long fucking day. And so they like spin around and each give each other like a miscellaneous. Like Poppy leans in and gives Robin a cute little kiss on the cheek. And Raggledy, Lou, Flaky, and Ghost, since you're all watching, you can see that as this is going on and as they sit down and pick up the flowers and each like break the muffin into halves and start like eating it and just look up at each other every now and then, you all see that the other three, that Miles, Alex, and Tiny, are peeking around the corner of the barn. And then they look, they watch this, and then they each make eye contact with you and give you a big ol' like thumbs up. And then sneak back the way that they came. And that is going to be it. So thank you so much for joining me. Yay!
Thank you for running this. That was
Ooh.
fun.
That was so much fun. That was adorable.
The sun sets on our lovely little party of familiars and their familiar friends, aka rapscallions, adventurers, if you will, and the baker, as they all live a wonderful, happy, adventuring life. And that's the end.
Yay!
Aw.
We're the best familiars.
Yes, you are the best familiars. Thank you so much, everybody, for playing. Thank you for the chat. It was super fun to read what you're doing and interact with all of you. Thank you so much to our amazing people that have donated, JD, Dork, and Dork Jr. Yay, we hear you again, whoever you are. Thank you so much. All of the donations go to the National Network of Abortion Funds. So that is a wonderful cause. And we really appreciate any of the donations from all of you guys here. And you guys are it's great to be here with everybody else. Thank you for being here. Once again, all of our Twitter handles are on our little images. So if you guys want to follow us other places, you're more than welcome to. And yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Lion?
Thank you.
I can't hear anybody.
Here
but
we go.
Rose.
There we go.
we
Sorry
go.
about
I was
that.
going to say, I don't know if we should be here.
Right
Thank
next
you
to us,
for-
and I could hear him and I didn't realize.
Thank you for letting me know. All right, now we're back. Thank you everyone for joining us. This was awesome. I hope everyone enjoyed this as much as I did, because this was so much fun, so wholesome. Loved every second of it. Thank you everyone for being here and enjoying this game. Thank you for, the donations. Be it, thank you JD, thank you Dork Jr. Thank you, Yay, we hear you again, whoever that is. Is my audio coming through now? Are we good? We're good? Awesome, great. Thank you to the amazing cast. Thank you, Rose. Thank you, everyone, for being here and for playing in this and helping me out in this amazing thing. Seriously, cannot tell you how much it means. We're going to be back in just a little bit with Ryutama is up next, right? Yep, Ryutama is going to be up next. We'll be back in just a little bit. I hope you guys stick around and enjoy.